So Chloe, today we're diving into something a bit different, but incredibly important for nurse anesthetists, especially those thinking about or already living the 1099 lifestyle.
Yeah, Liam. It's that side of the profession that doesn't get nearly enough attention. The business, legal, and practical aspects of being an independent contractor, particularly in locum tenens roles.
Exactly. We're unpacking the insights from Jeanette Ulloa's workbook, Traveling Anesthetist, the 1099 Essential Workbook. It's a hands-on guide packed with checklists, questionnaires, and real-world advice for CRNAs navigating this transition.
And what I really appreciate is how Jeanette shares her own journey, from feeling lost after graduation to finding balance through locum tenens work. It's honest and practical.
Right, she talks about taking her first job without negotiation, not really understanding pay scales or tax implications, and working holidays and overtime just to make ends meet.
That's a reality many new CRNAs face but don't often talk about. It's refreshing to see someone address those emotional and financial challenges head on.
Definitely. In over 8 years, she transitioned into locum tenens, gaining flexibility and a better work-life balance. That's what inspired her to create this workbook, to help others avoid those early pitfalls.
It's a reminder that the clinical training is just one part of the picture. The business side, contracts, taxes, insurance, is equally critical but often overlooked.
Speaking of which, one of the first things Jeanette emphasizes is planning ahead during that last stretch from SRNA to CRNA. The last few months of training are hectic, but it's crucial to clarify your goals before jumping into job applications.
Yeah, she recommends a self-guided questionnaire that really makes you think about what you want. Financial goals, lifestyle, willingness to relocate, contract length, employment status, call responsibilities, and even what specialties or anesthesia care models you prefer.
That's a great tool. I mean, being intentional about what you want from your first job can save a lot of headaches down the road.
Absolutely. And the workbook includes worksheets to compare job offers side by side, pay, benefits, bonuses, contract terms, work expectations. It's a smart way to keep everything organized.
I like that because it forces you to look beyond just the salary number. Things like overtime, relocation bonuses, student loan reimbursement, they all add up.
And don't forget about the anesthesia care model, whether it's medical direction, supervision, or independent CRNA practice. That can really affect your day-to-day work and autonomy.
Right, and that ties into credentialing, which Jeanette covers extensively. Credentialing can be a real time sink if you're not prepared.
She lists all the key documents you need to keep organized. NBCRNA certificate, diploma, transcripts, NPI confirmation, CAQH registration, NPDB report, immunizations, case logs, references, licenses, certifications, photo ID.
And she explains what NPI, CAQH, and NPDB are, which is helpful. Like NPI is basically your healthcare provider's social security number, essential for billing and identification.
Exactly, and CAQH is that online repository where you self-report your credentialing info for insurance companies to access.
NPDB is the database for malpractice payments and adverse actions. Keeping track of all these is crucial for smooth credentialing.
Speaking of malpractice, Jeanette dives into insurance coverage, which is mandatory for CRNAs.
Yeah, and she points out the difference between occurrence and claims-made policies. Occurrence covers claims for incidents during the policy period, even if reported later. Claims-made only covers claims reported while the policy is active, so you need tail coverage when switching jobs.
Tail coverage is something a lot of people overlook, but it's essential to protect yourself from future claims after your policy ends.
She also stresses the importance of getting a certificate of insurance from your employer or locum company and keeping it for your records.
And insurance rates vary by location, so it's smart to assess if you need supplemental coverage.
Moving on, the workbook explains the difference between W-2 and 1099 employment status, which is fundamental.
Right, W-2 means you're an employee, taxes are withheld, and you get benefits. 1099 means you're an independent contractor, responsible for your own taxes, including the full self-employment tax.
That's about 15.3%, covering Social Security and Medicare, which you pay in full as a 1099.
The flexibility of 1099 comes with the responsibility of managing taxes, insurance, and business expenses.
And the IRS has guidelines to distinguish between employee and contractor status, which can get tricky.
Jeanette uses a good analogy. W-2 is like a salaried job with taxes taken out. 1099 is freelance work where you handle your own taxes.
That's a helpful way to think about it. Then, she gets into choosing a business entity, which can be overwhelming.
Yeah, she outlines the common structures: sole proprietorship, LLC, corporation, and S-corp election.
Sole proprietorship is simplest but offers no liability protection. LLCs protect personal assets from business liabilities.
Corporations and S-corp are more complex, but can offer tax benefits.
She also mentions PLLCs, professional limited liability companies, for licensed professionals, which vary by state.
And the importance of having a registered agent to receive legal documents on your behalf.
That's often overlooked but critical to ensure you don't miss important government or tax correspondence.
She recommends seeking legal and accounting advice before deciding, which is wise.
And she walks through the steps to create a business entity, choosing a name, filing in your state, selecting a registered agent, and submitting formation documents.
It's a lot to take in, but breaking it down like that makes it manageable.
Then, bookkeeping and accounting come next. Jeanette stresses keeping detailed records of income and expenses.
And separating business bank accounts and credit cards from personal ones to keep things clean.
She suggests using bookkeeping software like QuickBooks and hiring a CPA or accounting firm for tax filing and advice.
Tracking receipts, mileage, and deductible expenses is key to maximizing your tax benefits.
She even includes worksheets to help you research bookkeeping software, accounting firms, banks, and credit cards.
That's practical. It encourages you to do your homework and find what fits your needs.
Taxes are another big topic, state versus federal.
State taxes can include unemployment, sales, and franchise taxes, which vary widely.
Federally, you have income tax, FICA, FUTA, and self-employment tax under SECA.
As a 1099 contractor, you're responsible for the full self-employment tax, which can catch people off guard.
Planning for quarterly estimated tax payments is essential to avoid penalties.
She also encourages thinking about your future, where you see yourself in 1, 2, or 5 years, and aligning your professional goals accordingly.
That's a good point. It's not just about the immediate job, but your career trajectory.
Then, the workbook dives into locum tenens, the traveling CRNA lifestyle.
Jeanette has been doing locum tenens since 2015 and shares that it offers flexibility, travel opportunities, and exposure to diverse cases and systems.
But it also comes with challenges, adapting quickly to new environments, policies, and teams.
She emphasizes the importance of clear communication with staff and recruiters.
And that locum tenens isn't for everyone. It requires adaptability and resilience.
She provides a list of questions to ask recruiters before accepting assignments. Case types, required procedures, shift types, call requirements, malpractice insurance, and tail coverage.
Negotiation is key. Hourly rates, overtime, bonuses, lodging, travel expenses, guaranteed hours, time off, and cancellation clauses.
She warns that locum companies all want to make money, so do your research and don't just accept the first offer.
That's a critical insight. Knowing what you want and being willing to negotiate can make a big difference.
On assignment, orientation can be minimal or even absent.
So it's important to be prepared. Know where the restroom is, emergency equipment, drug dispensers, computer access, parking.
Facilities use different charting systems, Cerner, Epic, or even paper.
Keeping a notebook for codes, passwords, and notes is a smart tip.
And setting boundaries to manage workload and self-care is essential.
Speaking of self-care, Jeanette includes self-reflection questionnaires and journaling prompts to track well-being and goals.
That's often overlooked but so important, especially in a lifestyle that can be isolating or stressful.
She encourages exploring local culture and community during assignments to enrich the experience.
Finally, she lists useful software tools, credentialing software, case logging apps like Case Logger Pro, mileage and expense trackers.
Finding apps that fit your workflow can really streamline your practice.
And she wraps up with a final checklist. Complete the workbook, find locum contracts, create your business entity, hire an accountant, set up bookkeeping, open business accounts, gather credentialing documents, update your CV, review malpractice insurance, and review contracts carefully.
It's a comprehensive roadmap for anyone considering or starting the 1099 journey.
So, Chloe, what do you think is the biggest takeaway from this workbook?
For me, it's that the 1099 lifestyle offers freedom and flexibility, but demands preparation, research, and ongoing management. You can't just wing it.
I agree. And Jeanette's honest, practical approach fills the gap that many CRNAs face after graduation.
It's about being intentional, self-aware, and willing to learn the business side of anesthesia practice.
Well said. Hopefully this episode helps our listeners approach that transition with more confidence and clarity.
Absolutely. And remember, it's okay to ask for help, whether from legal, accounting, or experienced peers.
That's a great note to end on. Thanks for the conversation, Chloe.
Thank you, Liam. Looking forward to the next one.